I had no idea this crossing was even working. Guys, I have been hunting a lot. But these stupid hogs and coyotes just don't want to cooperate on my schedule. Having these new puppies really messing with my schedule, so I'm going to get back on it. So today I'm actually going to fill up a feeder out on my main property, and I recently got some interesting criticism that shooting a hog with a 6.5 Creedmoor is a little bit overkill at the distances that I traditionally shoot, right around 80 to 125 yards. Is it overkill? I don't know. It's a dead pig. But what I am going to do today, and I think this could actually be fun, I'm going to set out my steel target, I think roughly at about 300 yards. I think that's the range, 275, 300 yards, where this feeder's set up, generally where I am spotting from. And I'm going to take a couple of practice shots. According to my apps that I'm looking at, it's about a 5 to 7 inch drop because this property actually slopes down. So I'm going to have to put that into account, and I'm going to actually take a couple of shots at an 8-inch steel plate to see what the actual trajectory is. I'm going to use the 143 grain ELDX, and also this comes from DallasReloaders.com, and he gave me some Creedmoor bullets, and I've actually compressed them to fit into my magazine. Highly not suggested, but I went ahead and broke open the bullet and looked in the case, and there's a lot of room in there to wiggle around, so I think I'll be all right. I'll take one shot and make sure that the primer isn't blown out and there's not any case mark ejections or anything like that. So we're going to get some feeders filled up. It is cold now. A lot of vegetation's dying, so being able to see a hog at longer range is going to happen. And just for you people who criticize that shooting a hog at 80 to 125 yards ain't good enough, I'm going to try to pop them at 300 yards. As soon as I got to the property, I dumped 4 bags of corn into the feeder. The battery was also dead, so I swapped it out with a new one. I adjusted the time and checked to make sure that all was well. With all the natural foraging dying, hogs will definitely be hitting the feeders in the next few weeks. This is my plan. I've got my heater buddy warming up this steel 8-inch plate, and depending on my rangefinder, I'm either at 276 or 266, and what I'm going to do is get my Floor 736 and my 6.5 Creedmoor all set up, and then I'm just going to run down here and remove that heater so that I get a good heat signature. Let me get everything set up. After getting my target and my shooting system set up, I remove my heater buddy, and we'll pick up the action from here. All right, I'm at 2 times zoom. $26.89. $26.75. There we go. $26.80. All right, now that I know what's going on, let me try this. $26.84. $26.93. Let me jump over to some of my Creedmoor bullets. $27.52. So it's a little bit faster. Let me check that case. Ooh. Slight pressure. Looks okay. $27.37. Consider the target. It's times like this that I'm glad that I use multiple recording systems. FLIR reticles are not optimal for long-range shooting, but using this split screen, I can tell where my point of aim needs to be at 275 yards. Here are the results of today's shoot using 2.0 as my MOA standard. The first shot was just at
this is my point of aim here, and that's the point of impact. I am just under 1.5 MOA there, which is really good.
There we go.
And this one, point of aim here, that is at 1 inch. We'll flip the target over on this way. This is the third shot, and you got to remember this is when the target was swinging like this. Being able to hit a swinging target like that, I was just at roughly 2.6 inches. And finally, my last shot, this was the point of aim, and I wasn't quite sure where the Creedmoor bullet, where I was aiming, or where I should be aiming, so this is what my point of aim, and the impact was here. And that is just at, right there at about 2.3 inches. And for those of you interested about the pressure on the case, this is the standard 143 grain ELDX. And as if you look real carefully, you might be able to see that, this one for sure has some case signature from the bolt extractor right there, which is standard for my gun. But if you jump over to the Creedmoor bullets, you can tell that that primer is definitely flattened out, and that one's starting to flatten out, but there's no ejection mark from the extractor. So I think it'd be fine to shoot these, and now that I know what my zero is, we are definitely going to drop us some hogs. And now, yeah, finally, the cool thing about the Creedmoor bullets is now I am achieving these velocities out of a 20-inch barrel versus a 24-inch barrel. Stay tuned for my next adventure.